Hey everyone, my name is Tommy. I'm a local, I guess, not originally from the area, but in the area the last few years. And I've had a solar PV installed about 20 months now. So I'm going to kind of talk to you for the next 10 minutes, just about my experience from the perspective of the consumer. And hopefully you're seeing on the display now the video. And this is basically a drone shot of the PV installation we did at home back in November 2020. So there's about 50 panels here. We installed them on an outbuilding we have, some stables. And in total, numbers-wise, there's 16 kilowatt peak of panel power, only 11 kilowatts of inverters, and just about 19 kilowatt hours of battery storage, and then a bunch of other neat kind of add-ons. So we have the capability to run the entire property off of the backup power from the batteries and the panels during an outage. And this is quite a big install, right? So this is like 2 to 4 times the typical kind of domestic install that most people will be getting installed these days. But we kind of just wanted to have a big impact, and I was interested in the technology. So to date, we've offset over 7,500 kilograms of carbon, which is a lot, and we've saved over 4,000 euros just in 20 months. So by the time we pay this off, in terms of investment, it will be around 13 years in total, but all of these components are expected to last, pretty much twice that. A lot of them will have kind of warranties in that kind of region. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen now and just kind of talk to everyone because slides are not that good. But on the right hand side, just where I close it down, you can see kind of the setup inside the opening there. So I've got the 3 batteries on the floor, and then I have 2 inverters up above. So an install would typically be smaller than this, and that you get yourself in a domestic property, so maybe 1 or 2 batteries, not just 1 inverter. So, what about you, people sitting in the audience? What can you expect in terms of energy savings compared to this? Well, it entirely depends on your current usage. So, do you have an electric oven or hob, or do you have a gas or another way of cooking? Or range, do you have a dryer? What type of dryer is? Do you have a heat pump for your heating? Do you have an electric vehicle? Basically, the more electricity you already use in your house, the more you're going to save by putting in solar panels. And one big question I guess a lot of people have, particularly about large installations, is planning. And you may have seen that there was a recent public consultation about this, and the draft seems to be completely removing any restrictions on rooftop PV in kind of domestic domicile. So you can basically plaster your entire roof with as many panels as you want and not need to get planning. That seems to be the way things are going. I'm sure it'll get more concrete pretty soon, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. So from a consumer perspective, finding an installer is a challenging thing to do. It was kind of relatively challenging back when we installed almost 2 years ago, and it's very, very challenging these days because the market is completely flooded. So you're probably looking at a long wait time to get panels, like 2 to 3 months is what I keep seeing in the groups. It can be difficult to even get a quote, and unfortunately, I guess, like most industries, there's a lot of cowboys out there who actually don't really understand the technology of what they're doing. So you basically need to be very, very careful and very, take a lot of scrutiny when you're talking to these people. And the best kind of defense you can do to ensure that you get high quality work and you don't get ripped off is educate yourself and learn about these systems as much as you possibly can before committing to something. There's a bunch of red flags you can look out for if you're talking to an installer. So some of them might say you can't use the system during a power outage. You could just completely ignore them and don't get a quote for them because that's just a lack of education and they're just telling you that they don't know what they're talking about. If you have an EV charger or you want to get an EV charger, they might say you can or can't run it from your meter box or the consumer unit. Again, that's a red flag around knowledge. These are the small kind of tidbits of information that people who can walk the walk will know the answer to, and people who can't, they're just making it up and trying to make a quick buck. Non-itemized quotes, they're also a red flag. Why aren't they telling you how much each component costs? Probably because you're getting ripped off for each component. And in general, a lack of good reviews online or post-install support. You want to make sure that you get good reviews from people who've had stuff work done by them before, and they're willing to come back to fix problems that you've had. And in general, if they're not going to engage with you on a technical level, or they're not very flexible when it comes to what you're asking for, then again, that's another red flag that someone just wants to stamp the same system they put everywhere, and they won't have the skills to deal with any hitches that come up. Other than that, if you kind of do your research, teach yourself the terminology, get a little bit of understanding about these systems. You don't need to learn how to install them yourself, just kind of the peripheral information. Small considerations like if you're getting batteries, where are you going to put these batteries? You wouldn't be worried about the batteries from a safety perspective, but from a functionality perspective. So if you put them outside in an outbuilding, if they get too cold, they might stop working, which is not good in winter. If you put them in the attic in the summer, they might get a little bit too warm and the power will be diminished. And also, what is the environment like where you'll be installing these panels? Is there a lot of ammonia from the farming operations? Is there sea mist that you often get? That could kind of impact the type of panel you want to get. Imogen asked for 3 big wins and 3 unexpected things for me to share with people. So my 3 big wins would be, overall, I got an increased energy awareness. So kind of PV installation aside, it made me more aware of the amount of energy I was using and when I should use it. It made me more aware of the tariffs that my energy company were charging me, and that I should shop around and look for better rates. I should get a day-night meter instead of just the 24-hour meter and things like that. So I'm much more aware about the energy that we use, the appliances that we would get, and how energy efficient they would be and when it's sufficient to use them. And you can also do cool things if you have a battery-based system, like load shifting, where you kind of charge up the battery when electricity is cheap and then you kind of use it later on. So if you get a PV system with a battery, it's not just a battery for using PV. You can use it even if there's no sun to decrease the amount of money you pay for energy. And the second big win would be backup power. So anyone who is in like a rural area or an area where you experience power cuts, we basically don't have power cuts anymore. We can rerun our entire house on the backup power easily for an entire day, and the nice thing is the sun always comes up the next day, so we haven't had any issues there so far, and that's really great, especially when you've got a family around. And the third and final big win would be robustness to energy price fluctuations. So we've been fortunate enough that we purchased the system right before, about a year before everything kind of kicked off with the recent kind of energy price crisis. And we just haven't really noticed, because all that happens when energy gets more expensive is the payback time on the PV system goes down. So you have a very big buffer against these cost of living increases, and the energy just falls from the sky. It's free for you to collect. My 3 unexpected things: how badly some people are being gouged. My own parents, God love them, got almost skewered, I would say, and this was before I got interested in PV. And when they told me how much they paid for their system, I felt disappointed that I didn't protect them from that. So be careful. Some people are getting completely ripped off out there. Another unexpected thing is just how clueless some installers are. These people clearly are not experienced, and they may have learned through a third party how to install a system and just connect up everything. But if something goes wrong, they're gone. They don't know how to fix it. So you have to be very careful there. And then the final unexpected thing, a positive thing, is how much fun it can be, actually. So if you've ever visited any of the PV groups on Facebook, you'll find it's quite an engaging thing. It almost turns into a hobby and kind of your own energy production. And there's a great community out there. And so if you're interested in getting involved, you definitely should. And that's it for me.